You know how some relationships are so chaotic, it's like watching a never-ending Netflix drama? Yeah, that was Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. Their love story was sweet at first, but messy doesn't even begin to cover it. From 2009 to 2018, they had more breakups and makeups than anyone could count. Every time people thought they were done, boom, they'd pop up again, holding hands or leaving some cryptic Instagram caption. But before we dive into all the drama and healing tea, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the stories we're about to spill. Because this one, it's layered. Because even now, years later, with Justin married to Hailey, people still can't stop bringing up Selena. It's like that chapter never really closed for him, but for Selena? Oh, she's in a whole different era now. Let's rewind for a second, because their timeline is wild. They first met back in 2009, just two cute teenagers in the spotlight. By 2011, they were Hollywood's favorite young couple. But by 2012, cracks were already showing. They blamed busy schedules. But honestly, the tension was real. One minute they'd break up, the next they'd be on a ski trip together, and fans were like, so, are they back or not? That was basically the story of Yelena, a love that couldn't decide if it wanted to survive or self-destruct. But by 2018, it was finally over, for real this time. And get this, barely a month after their final split, Justin was spotted with Hailey Baldwin. The speed of that move? Wild. Fans couldn't help but notice how Selena was still processing, while Justin seemed to be racing into something new. Later, Selena opened up about it all, and that's when the truth really hit hard. In an interview with NPR, she admitted she'd gone through emotional abuse in that relationship, something that left her feeling broken, but not defeated. Instead of staying a victim, she turned that pain into strength. And then came her masterpiece, Lose You to Love Me. The lyrics were basically her diary, raw, honest, and painful. I saw the signs and ignored it. Rose-colored glasses all distorted. Every line hit deep. That song wasn't just a breakup anthem, it was her closure. It was the sound of Selena saying, I'm done crying over you. But little did people know that was just the beginning of her real glow-up. So remember how everyone thought we'd never really get Justin's side of the story? Well, surprisingly, some of the answers came straight from him. In his interview with Zane Lowe for Apple Music, Justin basically admitted what everyone already suspected. He was a total mess when he was with Selena. He said it himself. He was reckless, lost, and nowhere near ready for the kind of love she was giving. And it took him years, literally years, to calm down enough to even think about marriage. He didn't exactly respond to Selena's comments about emotional abuse, but let's be real, he didn't have to. His words kind of spoke for themselves. In one of his emotional Instagram posts, Justin poured his heart out, admitting that he had turned to substances, that he was angry, disrespectful, and emotionally distant back then. It was the first time he really owned up to just how broken he was. And it hit harder when he said it took years to unlearn all that toxicity, to figure out how to even have a healthy relationship. The damage from his fame, the pressure, and the chaos of growing up in the spotlight, it all bled into the way he treated the people closest to him, especially Selena. He even mentioned Billie Eilish in that same conversation, saying he worries about her because he doesn't want her to go through what he went through. But then, as he always does, Justin tried to channel everything into his music. His album Changes was like a public diary. In All Around Me, he sings about never thinking he could be loyal before meeting Hailey. In Forever, he admits he didn't believe he could ever settle down. Now, when you line that up next to Selena's music, the contrast is wild. While he was singing about finally figuring out love after her, she was dropping Look at Her Now, proudly reminding everyone that her first real love moved on quickly. But she came out stronger. In People You Know, she doesn't hold back. She sings about all those wasted nights, making it clear she's over-romanticizing the past. Meanwhile, Justin in That's What Love Is claims he never knew what love even meant until Hailey came along. It's like they were both telling their sides of the same story, except one was still trying to make peace and the other had already found it. And if you need proof that Selena was serious about moving on, she literally deleted her last ever post about Justin, the one from March 2018, back when they were still together. No big drama, no announcement, just gone. That quiet delete said more than any statement could. While Justin's still occasionally revisiting the past in interviews and lyrics, Selena's made one thing clear: that chapter is closed. But here's the thing, she didn't just move on from Justin, she transformed after him. After everything that went down with Justin, it honestly felt like Selena disappeared for a while, but not in a bad way. She went quiet, she healed, she regrouped, and when she came back different. It's wild to think that the girl who spent nearly a decade caught in that on and off whirlwind with Justin Bieber finally decided to put herself first. From 2009 to 2018, they were the internet's favorite love story and its biggest heartbreak. It was puppy love, then real love, then toxic love, until it finally became self-love. But let's be real, Justin wasn't the only man in Selena's timeline. She had her share of romantic chapters that made headlines. There was Nick Jonas during her Disney days, total teenage puppy love. Then came Taylor Lautner in 2009, which was short-lived because apparently even dating a Twilight heartthrob couldn't compete with the chaos of being young and famous. By 2015, she was linked with Zedd while they were working on I Want You to Know. Fans thought that was her comeback love story. Spoiler, it wasn't. The same year, there were whispers about Niall Horan, and later, a confirmed little fling with Charlie Puth. We even saw her out with Samuel Crost and Orlando Bloom in 2016, and each time people swore this was the one. Then came The Weeknd in 2017, and for a moment it looked like Selena had truly moved on. They were red carpet official at the Met Gala, super cute, super cozy. But by the end of that year, that flame burned out too. And who was waiting right after? Justin. Again, that short-lived reunion in 2018 felt like déjà vu, the love story that just wouldn't die. But this time, it really did. Selena finally closed the chapter, and for once, she didn't look back. Instead, she poured all that pain, confusion, and heartbreak into art. Lose You to Love Me wasn't just a song, it was a full-on therapy session wrapped in melody. That line, I needed to lose you to love me, became her healing mantra. After that, it was like she found her peace. She launched Rare Beauty, started openly talking about mental health, dropped her documentary My Mind and Me, and showed the world that she wasn't defined by who she dated, but by how she rose above it all. And even though she had a few rumored flings in 2023 with Drew Taggart from the Chainsmokers, Zayn Malik, and yes, Niall popping up again, it never felt messy or chaotic. Selena had learned the art of soft moving on. She wasn't chasing headlines anymore. She was protecting her peace. By the time she stepped into her relationship with Blanco, it wasn't about proving anything to anyone, not even to Justin. It was about finding calm after a decade of storms. But the real twist, Selena didn't just move on. She glowed up in every way possible. And while Justin's been caught up in confusion, cryptic posts, and what-ifs, Selena's been out here building a life that finally makes sense. Because when you've been through the kind of emotional roller coaster she's been through, peace starts to look like luxury. At her wedding in Santa Barbara, surrounded by people who had seen her through every storm, from Wizards of Waverly Place to worldwide fame, Selena looked genuinely happy. Not the I'm fine kind of happy, but the kind that comes from finally finding home in someone's heart. And just like that, the girl who once sang Lose You to Love Me finally found someone who made her love herself even more. Because at the end of the day, Selena Gomez didn't just move on from Justin Bieber. She grew past everything that once held her back. Now she's living her peace, wearing her crown, and proving that sometimes the best revenge is genuine happiness.